All right. Let me know if you can hear me. All right, maybe you can hear me now. Sola Donna. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. That would be super important. Aha! Yes, we fixed it. Okay, fantastic. We're going to get started in just a second. As an aside, we have something a little special today. If you look over here, it's Bitcoin HODL. Yeah, for those of you who might have watched Benjamin Cohen's little 30-second hold the line video, we're about to make a remix of that in a little bit. We'll do a portion today. I figured we can do this in a little bit of series, so you all can have some input on what direction we go with this thing. I think it'd be kind of fun. So, side note, let's take a quick look at the price. This is ridiculous. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I am flabbergasted that the price is holding as steady as it is. Let's take a look at this. I was scrolling down the feed yesterday on CoinGecko. Remember, I don't use CoinMarketCap because Binance owns it. You're scrolling down. Look at this. Look at the 24-hour price changes. XRP doesn't matter. I'm just going to throw that out there. Look at these. It's all in the red. Yeah, we have some that are up. Polygon is up. Polygon is making some moves. So kudos to Polygon. But look at all this. I mean, look, middle column, 24, right? 24 hour. Okay, Avalanche has seen 4.8%. Okay. Everything else just about is in the freaking red. I don't know what near is, but there it is, right? Like everything is in the red, arguably. Harmony is doing things. Okay, kudos to Harmony. But look at this. I mean, even the top 100, out of the entire top 100, there's like, what, a handful of tokens that are significantly to the positive. And the fact that one of them is ADA, and it's at a market cap of 73 billion freaking dollars. That's significant, everyone. So we're going to talk about what I think about the price movement right now. Just a reminder, last night, if you didn't catch that live, or I guess it was early this morning, remember, we talked about potential price point of 260, 270 area, right? I think we got the 238 earlier today. So I'm just going to throw that out there. That's it's impressive. That's all I can say. The buying pressure is there, but we'll go more into detail about that in a little bit. So, guys, if you have any general questions, remember, I am here to help answer any and all questions that we can. If you have any questions about the market, where we are in the market cycle, we'll chit-chat about that too. Any other projects that you're particularly interested in. As an aside, everybody, I want to call your attention to the Bitcoin dominance. That is a smooth 39% dominance for Bitcoin. That is not insignificant. Okay. So, a little quick thing here. Take a look. We're going to start on the large macro and just look at the price of ADA. We just need to look at it. I just think it's important to get perspective, right? And we'll try to keep the ratio the same. It has been a solid roughly 1,000 days since this massive cup. And we didn't really have much of a handle, let's just be honest, right? From April of 2018 to February of this year, that we have been just down here, right? And we finally broke above that. And you can see from that point, we have pumped 500% essentially. I'm being semi accurate on my measurements, right? But roughly 500% from whenever the last local top, right? And this is for US, like USDT. If you look just at the USDT, like that particular pairing, you have nothing really to go off of, to be quite frank. Like you don't have enough metrics to really understand, okay, well, where are we going to go from here, right? Really, the creme de la creme of what you need to be looking for happens when you start looking at ADA BTC or ADA Ethereum, right? And that's going to give you an idea of potential USDT price targets or stablecoin price targets, right? Andrew, would now be a potentially good time to sell ADA and wait for the next dip to buy back. It seems quite extended at the moment. Thanks. So, Andrew, it's like you're reading my mind. So here's the deal. If you look at the ADA Bitcoin comparative, right? So this is one narrative being told, right? So we have a local top of roughly 3,800 Satoshis, right? We know that local top right there, but then it peaked out at roughly 4,200 sats. Now we see the next where the price is currently in Satoshis, we're at 4722 sats. And if you look at the last time we were there, well, that was right before the peak of the bull market in the last bull market in 2017 or 2018, technically, right? So I'm just saying, if you look at this, we need to close above 5371 as a local area, right? I think we're going to run into resistance here. And if we do, that represents a what percentage move? That's a roughly, we'll just round it up and say 10% move, right? If we go to the current USDT price for ADA and we go up 10%, that puts us at $2, really $2.50, right? So, and that's assuming that Bitcoin remains static. So if Bitcoin is stable at its current valuation, right, of 48K, then that's going to put us at $2.50. With the fundamentals, we could go up to 260. I don't see why not, especially with how we are right now. I will say this. I would like to tell everybody at home, please be wary. And Andrew, you hit the nail on the head. We are so far extended, specifically on the weekly, right? I mean, we are, if you just go off of like the 20 weekly moving average, we are 111% off of the line, right? So, if you're looking at the macro, which I think it's always important to start in the macro and then go through and go smaller, we had an entire area of accumulation, right? And so by having that, we have a great floor for new support, which is like around that $130 to $150 range, right? So what I could see here, we have 3 weekly green candles, and they are not insignificant in the slightest. But if you look at this, we have this candle is going to be closing in the next, day? In 2 hours, right? If we have a green, I don't think we're not going to have a green candle, but if we do have a green candle close around these price points, I think it's going to be healthy, and we're going to want to see a little bit of retracement and reaccumulation, right? So it'd be nice to see another stair step as opposed to a complete and quick dump right back down to the $1.50 area. So, if we come back down, let's go into the daily on USDT, right? And we look at this, and some of you might be wondering, what are these blue things? I love using Bollinger Bands and envelopes. And so this is just the envelope, essentially, that the blue, right? And so a lot of times you will see that the price, it can go up and it can go below it or above it, but it does tend to respect it as support or resistance occasionally, right? Now, when you're breaking out of it, it doesn't care, right? But yes, if you look at this, we are so far from the top of the envelope. We are a grand total of, let's just go to the top of the candle, 32% above, right? So I don't doubt that we could not see a potential retracement, a violent retracement, like below a $2 range, back to that 180, maybe 190 range. That's in play, because if you look at the daily candles right here, we have this entire area right here of accumulation. Now it seems tiny in the big scheme of things, but yeah, it's a week's worth of accumulation at that price range, and it wasn't small, right? That's from like $1.75 to roughly $1.50. So I don't think Jank Master. No, I don't think we're going to be dumping back to by stablecoin. If you mean a dollar status, I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, it can always be prepared for that, but in my opinion, the chances of that happening, not too good. I think we have really, really strong support at the $1.30 to $1.50 range. Just my opinion. I can definitely see us coming back to the 180 range, or just the $2 range. It depends on how far past $2 we get until we see a pullback, right? And we will see a pullback. because people are going to be taking profits, because there's a lot of folks that are up 100x right now, right? Just throwing that out there. So, yeah. So you guys ask any questions about ADA if you want to. We'll talk about some other stuff in just a second. I do want to point out two other projects. If you were listening last night, and I've released videos on these before, and if you're in the ADA ecosystem, then you already know. You already know. Why don't you take a look at another project that happens to be doing pretty well in the past 24 hours. Ergo, I'm just saying, it's up 154% on the week, and it's not doing too shabby on the daily. So I'm just going to throw this out there. If you don't have any Ergo, what are you doing? That's the better question, right? Market cap is $369 million. If I'm not mistaken, we checked last night. I think the top 100 are at least $1 billion. I'm just saying. This has a lot of upside potential, and I know it's already gone up 4,900%, but there's so much going on. Look, let's just go take a quick look at Ergo. I already have this pulled up. So this is their website, right? Side note, I love Malbecs. They're fantastic. I have some flank steak I'm going to be cooking tonight later. So look, take a look at Ergo. This is their platform. Remember, this team was birthed out of IOHK. They're running a proof of work protocol consensus, and they already have an entire ecosystem developing around this. Just throwing that out there. So you can come here. You can take a look at you can mine, right? They already have mining. I will say that the mining for Ergo is pretty convoluted. I'm just going to throw that out there. So like if you, I don't know, let's go with 500 mega hashes. $29 a day. That's nothing. It's not bad, right? I mean, you do that after a couple of months. It's not bad in the slightest. Just throwing that out there. But if you look at their dApp section, they already have a whole bunch of stuff. And I think one of the cool ones, right, is the Ergo Mixer and the Ergo Auction House. These are two pretty cool things, right? So this already has a GitHub. This brings you to that. But if you look right here at the Ergo Auction House, this is a built-in auction, right? I mean, it's really cool. There, if you notice, anybody that uses DeFi and that has used like MetaMask or anything like that, you notice update wallet. If you click right here, then you have two options. You can connect an Ergo node wallet, or you can connect Yoroi Mobile, right? Now they haven't brought support for that yet, but it's in the works. Like it's not very far off. So I'm just saying, get in projects when they're not sexy to own. I'm just throwing that out there. That's when you accumulate. Okay. Side note, if anybody wants to, we're going to talk too about Project Muse. This is what Muse Stake Pool is building. We're going to be seeing things come Catalyst 6 project, the funding round 6. You're going to be hearing more about that, but we are going to talk a little bit about that this evening, because I just think it's so daggum cool, and I'm a musician, and it's just a passion of mine. So don't get me started going down the rabbit hole. All right, so real fast. Last night we talked about ADA and their Africa deals and all this stuff, but I mentioned the website for Cardano in Africa, right? But I actually didn't go there, but I did want to point out. Now this is Prism. This is cool stuff. But let's just go to the Cardano Africa. So we have Africa, Cardano.org. All right, this is the website. If you haven't been here, please go here. Africa.cardano.org. This has a whole bunch of resources. It's a nice website. Woohoo! We're gonna go down here now. What I just showed you just a quick second ago is Atala Prism, and that's their identity system, right? And if we come over here and take a look at this, I just want you, I've already done this on my phone, but I can't show you on the phone. But essentially, if you want to, you can play with this essentially, and you download the app, put your stuff in, and then it basically shows you a proof of concept of what a city how that would utilize Atala Prism and run with it, right? So everything from health insurance, university degrees, government ID, proof of employment. I mean, take your pick, right? All built in, baked in. It's easy to use. Doesn't cost the government much money, right? It's not running off of proprietary systems that they have to charge a whole bunch of money for. Just throw that out there. So go and play around with this. I think it's really cool. If you need to go, also, if you don't know about this, if you want to track transactions on the ADA blockchain, explorer.cardano.org, you can track your transactions on here. This is just like the same thing as like going to, if you're tracking like on off of MetaMask, it'll take you to the Ether hash, right? It's the same concept. So just as an aside, but let's get back to the charts for a quick second. If you look at it, look, prices, it's fluctuating, right? We're at 225. I wouldn't be surprised if, let's zoom in even more. Let's go in on the 2 hour. All right, so we are back in the envelope. Take a look at this. So if we go in the short term, and remember we talked about this, don't overcomplicate things, right? Like the traders are not smart. They're just not. We have TikTok traders. So if you look at this, I found it really interesting that this VPVR, which is the volume, right, at $1.88, look at how much volume is at this price point, and look where it coincides with the lower portion of the envelope, right? Just throwing this out here. So $1.88 price point, that's completely valid. $2.10 or 2 to 11, right? It's going to come back down at some point. Either this is going to go up to meet it, or this is going to come down. I'm just going to throw that out there. All right. So normally it trades within the channel, and if it ever breaks out, i.e. right here, notice it comes down to retest the channel. So if I were you, I would just be watching this. Watch the envelope. Okay. If we go even further in on the hour, I don't want to go much further, just because when you start getting into tiny, it's like quantum mechanics, and like classical laws of the universe, they stop working. So take a look right here, right? We have put in lower lows. This is technically a higher low than earlier, but it doesn't matter, right? Look at the body of the candle. So this is essentially, I mean, we want to hold that support, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're probably going to see this go as it's doing right now, right? It's coming down just a smidgen. We'll see what it actually does. But I think we're going to find support of that 210, 212 mark for a hot minute at the very least, right? So, and look how much volume actually is on at these particular price points, right? That 212 to 216 point, that's going to be some support. So I'm just saying, if somebody wants to come back into ADA, if they've already taken some profits, I think if you're looking at that 210 to 212 point, not financial advice, but I think you could stand to increase your stack a little bit, because let's be real, at the end of the day, we want to increase how much ADA we hold, right? So that's my opinion on the USDT. But here's the deal, everybody. I think you need to be really cautious. I just want to point this out. We're on the hourly chart, right? Let's go back real fast to the daily and just understand, like, look at this. Like, this is stupid in a wonderful way, but it's still stupid. Like, look at this. We have 1 hour left on the daily close, right? And so at this point, we have, let's just take it from the bottom of 2 days ago. Within 3 days, we've pumped 50%. Yeah, I know this is crypto, but this is a large cap crypto. And you need to understand the amount of sheer volume that's required to do that in 3 days' time. So you're going to need to understand that people are going to be aggressively taking profits, and the smart money takes profits into volume, right? You take profits into a pump. That's what you do. You sell into the pump, then you buy into the dump. Don't do the other thing. If Bitcoin drops further, do you think ADA can hold it? Sorry if you have already said that. I'm just saying, no, you're good. You're good. I have no idea how to pronounce your name. EIXAV. I got nothing. So no, what I was saying, if Bitcoin drops, right, and if Bitcoin does not hold the weekly, 20 weekly, then I think we're going to see some interesting times for altcoins, and I mean all of them, because at the end of the day, this was my attempt at drawing a house last time. Remember that? At the end of the day, Bitcoin moves the market. It is what it is. Now, one day that might not be the case, but that is not this day, right? So we're on the daily, and if you look right here, I think this is the 200. I need to double check that. Or this is the 140, right? So which also happens to coincide. 140 is the same as 20 weekly. So currently, we are below it, right? Now, technically, as of right now, we are still putting in a higher high, or a higher low, excuse me, from this massively skinny candle. But what we want to see is we want to see us get back above this. In the short term, immediately, we want to get it back above this. Now, if we have a couple of days that it closes below that, that's fine. Even in the last bull market cycle that happened. But, and if you look right here, right, I mean, heck, we can just use the 20. We don't even need to use the other one. But like right now, we have 1 day to get our act together, essentially. So if we close below the 20 weekly, then you should probably be taking caution and trying to secure your wealth and not try to play the altcoins, just to be quite frank. Now, here's the deal. If you're an ADA holder and you're like, I'm good, I'm just going to write it out because my average buy-in was like at 20 cents or 10 cents or 2 cents, right? Then you can just keep staking with Muse Stake Pool, right? Make your 5.5% on your ADA and then don't stress about it. And then just go sell it whenever the price gets, to that point that you're happy with. Now, for another thing, I'm just going to go ahead and put this out there in the ether. No pun intended. Anybody telling you that, you see where my chart is at this point? I'm sorry, that's just ridiculous. Anybody telling you price points going up here, what is this? Up here, or even, up here, this is ridiculous. This is not doing that. Okay, so everybody needs to understand that and just realize how much we can reasonably expect ADA to return to us versus what the pie in the sky is. I'm just going to throw that out there. I saw some folks on Twitter saying $36 ADA this market cycle. That's $1 trillion, guys, for the market cap. And if you don't understand market cap versus coin price, you just need to understand that you have there's this whole debate amongst certain people that they go, well, the price is determined by the market cap and the total supply. But then other folks say, well, you know what? The price is whatever we're willing to pay for it, regardless of how many coins are in circulation. And then other folks argue that, well, since 70% of the circulating supply is locked up in staking, only 30% of the tokens are determining the price, right? So there's multiple arguments, but I'm just going to go ahead and say this. For us to get to $1 trillion market cap this cycle makes many assumptions. One, like the total market cap of crypto in general is probably between $7 to $10 trillion. Ethereum's probably at 2 trillion at the very least at that point. You got to think about these other things, because last market cycle, ADA captured roughly 4% of the total market cap of crypto, and it was like right under $1 trillion, right? If we get up to 5 trillion and we capture right around the same amount, let's just be generous and say we double that, since we'll have smart contracts, right? That's not enough to get us there. So just understand that. I'm trying to accumulate enough for voting, about 1,200 off. Hopefully it dumps to a decent level. Yeah, so you mentioned this, voting. Yes, everybody, remember, if you're an ADA holder, we expect you to participate. Yeah, you can stake and stack your Lovelaces, but you can earn more ADA by participating in Project Catalyst, right? So you can go over to Project Catalyst and take a look. You can sign up to be an editor, right? You can review the Catalyst projects. You get paid in ADA. They incentivize it. At the end of the day, when you get ready to actually cast your vote, you get paid in ADA when you go to cast your vote. So yeah, please do that. Don't think that is possible. Yes, Jack, you are correct. It is not possible. $1 trillion market cap is not possible. Well, no, we can say it's possible, but we can also say it's highly improbable. I'm just going to throw that out there, right? You never want to say never in crypto, but we can be intelligent about our decisions, right? So, side note. All right, I took a look over here. For those of you that bought Ergo, yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just throwing this out here, guys. It's up in the month 185%, and in the year, you already know it's up almost 5,000%. Okay. Any idea when Project 4 registration begins? So remember, actually, we're going on to we're on to number 6, right? So they just finished up reviews and revisions for round 5. So actually, the next one is round 6 that's coming up, and they have not released that date yet. Project Muse is going to be submitting a proposal for some funding because we're building something really cool. So as an aside, For those of you that might not be here or just tuning in, if you know Ben's channel, he posted this crazy, ridiculous 30-second long video of him saying "hodl" or "hodl" or "hold the line." We're gonna we're gonna do a little bit of on-site composition. So if you're on the chat, then you get to have some input in what we're doing. As an aside, that's gonna happen in a little bit. Also, guys, leave a like. I see 7 likes. There's 19 of you on here. Come on, help me out. Also, side note, AGI. Guys, you gotta take a look at it. AGI, Ergo, and ADA. All 3 of these are they're up today. 18% in 24 hours for AGI. I'm just saying, it was time. It's been down for the month, right? So if you've been buying and accumulating, good for you. Like, it's up. So if you have ADA, AGI, and Ergo, you're at a good place. I'm just saying, those are my 3 horses that I'm riding. That's just me. That's my opinion. I think SingularityNet is going to do great things. It has a lot of upside. Ergo is going to also do great things, and it has a ton of upside. Just like I said for Ergo's market cap, look at the market cap of AGI. It's 362 million, right? 362 million. I already said that the top 100, to get into the top 100, you have to, as of right now, you have to have at least $1 billion market cap. I'm just saying, that's it to get there, and I think it's going to. This is AI on the blockchain, and Ben is a freaking genius. To get there, we have to at least 3x just to get to the top 100. Just saying. It's much easier for AGI to do a 3x from here than it is for Cardano to do a 3x, just because of the sheer amount of money and volume needed to do that. And the same for Ergo, right? Ergo is an even smaller one. I want to get to some AGI, but can't find a place to buy in. Okay. Let's take a look at this. So, if you're ever doing research on a project, always start in CoinGecko, okay? Like I already said, don't use CoinMarketCap because Binance owns it. And let's scroll down. So this is what I do. When I first start looking up projects, I come here, I search for them. It gives you right at the top, if you haven't used this, right, it gives you their market cap or their market rank. Market cap gives you all this stuff. It gives you their social media links. You can go and check them out. If you happen to be a coder and you want to go and look at their code, if they have a GitHub or some type of open source repository, you can go and take a look at it. Scroll down, yada, 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 yada. So here's the deal. This is where you find where to buy it. Jank Master, which that's a hilarious, fun name. These are your options, at least listed on here, right? So you can go Gate.io, right? And it gives you the trading pair that you can use to purchase these. So, and next thing you need to do is go and look at the spread and then go and look at the 24-hour volume. In my opinion, the 24-hour volume is more important than anything. Just saying, because if it's tiny amounts of money, then they can move the price more. It's easier for them to move it, right? So take a look right here. Right, we can go to Gate.io. If I click on this pair, it should link it there. Sometimes it doesn't, but here it is. Now, I'm just going to say one thing. Some of these exchanges, the more obscure exchanges, can look ridiculously intimidating and they need to hire a UI designer. I'm just saying. But just to let you know, typically every exchange has a trade history. They have an order book. Right? They have coin pairings, and then they have maybe some type of graph, and then they have the orders where you can place your orders. It doesn't have to look like this, but they typically always have those particular elements somewhere on the page, right? So just as an aside. Now, if you do not happen to be an American citizen, or actually if you do happen to be one, or if you're in a jurisdiction that you don't need to be operating in, you can't technically get access to certain exchanges because KYC, no financial advice. I happen to use a VPN. I use NordVPN. This just helps keep my browsing secure. It's just what I use it for. Total noob. Hey. Look, Godbath music. That's hilarious. I love it. And listen, everybody's got to start somewhere. I'm just saying. I wish I had somebody not to hold my hand when I first started, but I wish I had had somebody at the time to go, you idiot, you just bought a token at 10 cents. It's now at $1.28. Do you really think it's going to keep going up? Don't be greedy, right? But I didn't. And, well, you learned the hard way. Let me see. I'm total noob. Do you think I should look for a BTC peak to dump into ADA, and hopefully ADA goes back down to like 210? So, Godbath, the first question you need to ask yourself is, are you entering the market with fresh capital, i.e. fresh fiat, or are you actually going to liquidate a position in another cryptocurrency before you purchase? Because that actually makes a big difference. So let me know where are you coming from, cash, fiat, or are you going to be selling something else to go buy something else, right? Thoughts on Nano as an alternative crypto cash? Hey, small market cap and seems undervalued. Plenty of potential for growth. So I think Nano is actually really cool, Andrew. I think that I think that Nano, Dash, those two in particular, they serve a very specific purpose, right? They do cool things. They have really, really cheap transaction fees, and they are fast. So, right, they serve that purpose. Do I think they're going to function as cash? Well, if people choose to do that and transact in it, then yeah. But yes, I think Nano it has a place in the market. That's what I'm going to say about Nano. Let's go take a look at it. Right, we're doing our research. I will say, Ergo and AGI are much smaller market cap than Nano. So even though you can look at this and go, well, it's only giving me 1,400% this year. I'm just saying, in my opinion, I'm going to put my money in AGI and Ergo because they are both building on the ADA ecosystem, and they're both designed to work with the ADA ecosystem. Now, AGI isn't ported over yet, but guys, if you look at anything between Ben Gortzel, who's the founder of AGI, and Charles Hoskinson, Cardano, they have this lovely bromance going on. So I'm just saying, I think, and I'm going to keep saying this as I drink my lovely red wine, which happens to be, if you're wanting to know, it is a bottle of Malbec from Cahors, France. Just as an aside. Yes, so I don't drink cola. Ugh, that's nasty. I drink coffee, water, and wine. There you go. So I'm just saying, if you're going to buy into projects, I'm going to buy into projects that don't have... It's not like I'm going to keep saying this because it's not sexy. They're not a sexy project yet because influencers or people on Twitter and crypto Twitter with very, very large followers haven't just started talking about it, right? Just throwing that out there. That's just me. Cody, thoughts on Cody? I have some Cody, full disclosure. I think Cody Pay, right? Remember we talked about ADA, it's partnering with Cody Pay to bring fiat payments or to offer that through payment solutions for ADA, right? So people can, pay with ADA for like donations, right? Also, Kaizen Crypto, right? He's partnered with some folks over in Africa for some donations. Save the Children is using this, right? A couple of their SPOs have been pushing this. And I apologize, I can't remember the exact SPO who started this. But I do know that on the Cardano 360 event, or the Africa special, when they mentioned the SPO that was pushing this, there was actually an SPO who did this long before that. And I was a little, not upset, I was just a little disheartened to see that they hadn't actually posted that particular stake pool operator on there. So, but yes, Cody has a bright future, and if you should get some Cody. I definitely agree. It's a little obscure to get some Cody. It's kind of hard because it's a little weird where you find it, right? Let's go take a quick look. Cody, market cap, number 205. Which, I mean, Cody's up, which is fantastic, right? It's up. It's not up like ridiculous amounts, but I mean, come on, guys. Notice, I want you to notice something. Cody, up 17%. AGI, up double digits. Ergo, up double digits. ADA, up almost 50%. They're all projects that are going to be highly integrated with the Cardano ecosystem. I'm just saying, that's something significant to draw a correlation to. Not saying correlation is causation or vice versa. First, thank you, Jameson. I appreciate it, man. Ergo is hardly listed on any main exchanges. Are the exchanges is it listed on? Can you recommend one? Yeah, so let's just take a quick, I'm going to double check this. I don't want to give you the wrong information. So remember, we talked about when you go here, search it, go down to the bottom, it shows the exchanges, right? So you have CoinEx, Gate.io. I would say, let me see. Actually, I need to see if I have a, look, remember, I don't have a CoinEx account. I would say that if you're looking at this based off of the volume, just look at the trading volume, right? I think Gate.io or CoinEx will work for you. I wouldn't go to Trade Ogre because that's an abysmal amount of volume in general, right? And please don't go to Waves Exchange. Notice that the two trading pairs that have the most volume are Ergo USDT, right? So not necessarily Bitcoin. Just going to throw that out there. So, Gate.io, I think you'll be just fine to go buy stuff. Make sure if you need to use a VPN, you're using it. I use NordVPN. That's just me. And also I use, if you notice, I just looked up for my password, right? And it asked me I use a password manager called Keeper. Look at it. It's like right here. I love it. I highly recommend it. It actually has a built-in two-factor authentication system. So you don't have to use Google Authenticator for your two-factor. It's all baked in, which I think is really cool. Down the road, I really like to mint some unique music via NFTs. For now, I'm using Coinbase app to keep it simple. Oh man. Okay, so let's talk about music and crypto for a second as I take a sip of my Malbec. Okay, so I want you guys to go take a look at. I'll do it right now. Audius. Okay. I don't know why. Hold on. Let me go. Audius music. Let's do this. Oh, apparently because I didn't spell it right. I want you to take a look at this. I'm not going to talk ill about any project that's doing this because I think it's really cool. I just think we can do it better on Cardano. They are a decent, well, quote, decentralized streaming platform for music, right? And I'm just letting you know right now that Project Muse is about as close of a competitor as what we're building right now. But here's the deal. This is literally just streaming. There's a whole bunch more that Project Muse is going to be bringing to the table because of the tokenomics and how tokens are minted on Cardano. Okay. So back to your original question of music and NFTs. Yes, you can do some really cool things, but you can do them with parent tokens and child tokens. So, right, it's concatenated tokens. And so essentially, if you mint an audio NFT or if you mint an NFT that's an audio file, right, then that one audio file can have many little child tokens underneath it that make up that one big audio NFT. And that's something that remember, if you're good at Ethereum and you try to mint an NFT, it costs you an arm and a leg and a kidney and maybe a gallbladder, right? At the current prices for the Gwei, right? Gwei is gas price. As an aside, if anybody's trying to use some DeFi protocols, in the time of this stream, it's gone down from 88 Gwei to 66 Gwei. I don't know what's up with that. Who knows? So all that to say, audio NFTs on Cardano are going to be significantly cheaper to create, right? And that's going to, first of all, and also they're going to run on the settlement layer, right? So that's the main layer. Cardano main layer. And so they're going to be treated like, we already said this, first-class citizens, so they don't function as a smart contract, therefore they don't take away computational power from the actual network. It's a good thing. And it makes for a viable business model to create these things, okay? I'm just saying. It's really, really cool. Now, yeah, the paradox of piracy. So here's the deal, right? So right now, I have on my computer, as we speak, this is my setup, right? I have a digital console. I use, side note for all you wondering what I'm using right now, I have an Apollo X4, and then I have an Apollo 8XP. I love Universal Audio. And then I also have I'm coming at you with a Townsend Labs Sphere L22 microphone. Now, for those of you audiophiles might be looking at this and going, what the heck, why is your preamp down your chain. That's because when you're using a Sphere L22, they suggest to put that first in the signal chain, and that way you get real saturation. Side note, that's my one little deviation down the music side. So don't crucify me. That's how you're supposed to do it. I can record this right now. I can capture, I have it set to 48 kilohertz because if I went to 96 hi-fi, YouTube would break and you wouldn't be able to hear me, right? But like right now, I can go and record audio directly to an audio track, right? So like I can go and capture it. So even if you have a copyright protection on an audio file, you can still capture the audio. I'm just saying. So yes, there's that catch-22 of copyright, but I will say it's very much arguably more secure to have your audio file or your stems, right, that ownership, minted as an NFT, because then it's cryptographically hashed and it's locked in, it's verifiable to your account. So there's only going to be one of those, right? So digital scarcity, this is the authentic. I can make 25 copies of an MP3, right? But if you have the original that's cryptographically hashed to your wallet address, then there's only one. And nobody can make another because you don't have the private keys to prove ownership. That's really powerful, right? So, yeah. Most certainly it's more secure. So, now you got me down the rabbit hole, man. I'm gonna talk about this in a second. It's a big deal, and Project Muse is doing this, and this is so freaking cool. Let me see. Think investing. Oh man, I gotta be paying attention to these comments. All right, so let me see. Sorry, just realized I had the stream rewound. Oops, sorry, Godbath. Took a leap, bought some BTC and ETH the other day. Immediately heard about the Cardano, so I'm thinking swapping. All right, so here's the deal. Do not chase a pump, guys. Don't chase pumps. So I hate to say it, there's always going to be some token that's pumping at any point in time in the market. Okay, so you missed the train for ADA. We might see it pump up to 270. We might, but here's the deal. Historically speaking, if you go and take a look at Bitcoin, just as an aside, anytime it touches the 20 weekly, that's a fantastic time to buy. Let's just take a quick look, right? I'm going to go back in time. If you hear something creepy in the background, I don't know if you can hear it. We have this lovely ice cream man coming down our road, which is, I just find it creepy. So arguably the bull market started right after the capitulation in March. This was like the big thing when COVID happened, and then our lovely senators dumped their stocks before it came out, right? So we dumped way down below the 20. We had a fake out in 2019, right? We got above the 20 weekly, came up. We tested it as support right here in September, and it broke below. And when that happened, I'm going to steal this from Ben. Go watch Benjamin Cohen's channel if you don't already. I'm probably sure most of you do. It was Bad News Bears. It's what it is. And it couldn't break above. We had a little pump right here, but then it ultimately capitulated because of the COVID stuff, right? After that, we broke above it. And every time it held support, and we had this massive accumulation, blast off. Right? Accumulation came back down. And look, this looks tiny in the big scheme of things, but it's really not. Look at this red candle. If I go here and I measure this, right? That's, what is that? That's let me go from wick to wick. That's a 17% drop in a week. And that probably felt pretty bad for most folks. But if you bought when it was going to retest the 20 weekly, you were rewarded. I mean, look at it. Like it hasn't come back to touch. It really hasn't tested the 20 weekly until now. I mean, geez, that is, how long is that? That's 220. What is that? 217 days of growth. Had you bought when Bitcoin touched the 20 weekly and it held support, right? So ADA's already pumped. Don't chase ADA. I hate to say that because I'm an ADA bull. I'm just saying. But be smart with your investment. If you have cash, you need to be buying Bitcoin while it's close to the 20 weekly to get started with your position. And then after it pumps, then you can, go into altcoins. Remember, money flow happens. Bitcoin, most likely Ethereum, large cap altcoins, mid cap altcoins, and then the trash or the dog meme coins, and then it goes back to fiat or back to Bitcoin, and it's just rinse and repeat, right? So don't get caught on the wrong side of that cycle, buying at the wrong time, right? So just going to say that. Piracy being blah, blah, blah. How do you co-produce with NFT stems? Yikes. Aha. All right. Ran, this is a fantastic question, and this is something that makes me extremely excited. So here's the cool thing. All right. This is it. And this is, I just think, is amazing, and it's going to revolutionize. And again, Project Muse, guys, when it comes out this year, when we do our proposal for Catalyst, please go vote for this, because I'm a musician. I'm a musician first, and I love tech, right? I mean, I love tech with a passion, but, I went to school for music. I love music. It's what I do. That's how I communicate, right? I have 2 master's degrees in music, one in music education, and then one in conducting. I'm a pianist and vocalist. I have piano performance and vocal performance. And then I do mixing and mastering with COVID. So, I mean, I love music, and that's how I talk. That's how I get my point across. Here's the cool thing about ADA. Parent-child tokens, right? I want you to imagine this. So anybody, if you want to go get your music on a streaming service and you don't have superstar status, right? What do? You have to go to CD Baby or DistroKid, right? I'm just throwing that out there. Then you have to pay the money. Then you have to upload your metadata, right, et cetera, on your audio file. At that point, it gets put on there. What do? How do you get paid your mechanical royalties, right? They got to send this. They're going to send a list of all your streams over to a third party, and then they're going to maybe track you down. Maybe, right? Also, let's be honest, you get paid 0.002 on average cents per stream on the average streaming services. And you don't get paid by them until you get to $1,000 in your account. How many artists do you know that don't have $1,000 worth of streams, right? And they never see their money, or they don't have their stuff registered and they're never seeing royalties? That's a problem, right? Right. So here's the cool thing. We're building this baked in from the beginning. So I want you to picture something. Whenever you go to your website to upload your metadata for Muse onto the platform, at the end of when you put your metadata in and you have your song title, et cetera, you're going to get to a little part that says list all the entities that have, are you ready? Here's the word, fractional ownership over this product. I'm just saying, it's baked in from the beginning. So, right, anybody that knows this, okay, yes, baked in sounds good. Yes, on 420. Anybody that knows this, that if you're going to write a piece of music, right, for example, I'm going to turn off this lo-fi stuff, because I just, if I listen to soundtrack music or anything like that, my brain starts analyzing it, and it does not help me focus in the slightest. It actually distracts me, right? So I'm going to mute this, and we can go look at Bins by Bitcoin here in a second. But any musician can go, at this point in time, think about this, the musicians who have access to home studios, or think about all the content that's coming out right now that is produced at home, right? So you can produce high quality. Jacob Collier, guys, right? I'm just saying, Jacob Collier, he produces all of his In My Room. Everything's on Logic Pro. It's kind of cool. So you can have one person that creates everything, that has all the ownership, or then it can be as extensive as you're in a studio time. So you have a mix engineer, mastering engineer, you have a main artist, you have instrumentalist, you have producer, maybe a composer, maybe an arranger, right? I might have said one or the other. So you have all these people that actually need to get paid, that have ownership over the product. Well, when you get ready to upload your audio file and you input, there are these many people that have ownership, and then you get to say, well, they get X percentage of the total profits, and you fill that in from Jump Street. When you do that, it's going to mint an NFT, and the cool thing is that that's the parent NFT, and then all the entities that were listed are going to be child NFTs, and it's going to generate tokens for them. And as a holder of that, whenever at the end of the month during the pay period, when they get paid because of how many streams they get, it's going to auto-generate and auto-distribute the money to the token holders of the child tokens. That's how this is going to work. It is amazing, because it's built from the Jump Street to tackle part of the problem of bringing more power back to musicians and getting the music and getting the money back in their hands by replacing the middlemen with protocol. Boom. That's one half of the equation. Okay. I'm just saying, that's pretty freaking cool. And that hadn't been built yet. So I thought, you know what? I'm a musician. I want to get my music out there, but I don't want to pay X amount of money to put it out there. I just want to create stuff and have a platform. And I realized there was nothing there. So I said, well, I'm going to build it myself. So that's what we're doing. All right, back to your questions. You got me on a tangent, man. I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about that. Yeah, no, I appreciate you, Godbath. Thanks. Let me see here. Do you foresee ADA burning tokens? No, JP. No, ADA is okay. Well, let me say this: never say never in crypto. As long as the governance model for ADA, right? So we have Voltaire, which is the voting system. As long as IOHK makes the call on the protocol level, Charles has himself said this. Why would you want to burn tokens? Why would you ever want to take away my token? Right? So just think about it. If you're going to burn a token, who are you going to take it from? Whose token are you going to burn? Somebody's got to choose to give up their token, because as of right now, 31 billion of the tokens, they're all in circulation. So who are you going to burn it from? All right, think about this. XLM did this. Stellar Lumens did a token burn. What did it do to its price? It did an artificial pump for speculators, and then it dumped. Right? I don't want to do that. So no. And Charles has said this. As long as he has the say on it, there will be no token burn. Now, here's where the part where you say never in crypto. At the end of the year, before we are done with 2021, at some point, they're going to hand over control of the protocol to the public, right? So right now, the block production on Cardano is decentralized, but the voting on protocol level changes to the protocol are not. They are still a centralized federated entity that makes those calls, right? But eventually, before this year is over with, there will be consensus, right? That's when we all come to an agreement on something, or at least the majority, for the protocol choices will be handed off to the community. And JP, if you happen to say, I want to burn some coins, and if you get enough people behind you and lo and behold, enough people come to a consensus to burn tokens, then yeah, it can happen. But not anytime soon. No. Yes, Neo, you're right. Yet another beautiful green day for Cardano. Yes, you know what? We've had 3 of them in a row. We might see 4. Everybody, just a quick reminder: Sunday evenings are always a very interesting moment in the crypto space. Why is that? Because traditional markets have started early trading, and as much as we would like to say crypto is not correlated with traditional finance, that's not true. They are affected. Right? They are. I'm not going to say inverse related, but one does affect the other. So if the traditional markets open in the red on a Monday, you might see that reflected in the crypto market. So volatile times to trade are the beginning of the weekend, where we most of the time see a pump on Fridays, and then on Sunday night, a lot of times we might see a correction or a dump, depending on what the traditional markets are doing. As an aside, so. 100% agree. I've got a Personas interface, and the preamps definitely compete with the Neves. And yes, that is so true. As an aside, if you're wondering what my signal chain is, for those of you audio nerds out there, so I have my Pultec EQ. There it is. And then I have my Neve preamp. It's my 1084 preamp. I love this preamp. I'm just going to say it. I like it a lot. I like the coloration. And then, yes, I know that a lot of you are like, Ryan, why do you have the LA22 for your preamp on this? And I'm going, well, because I mean the UA 1176 is fine, and I know that's better it's faster, right? But I like the coloration from this particular preamp or compressor. That's just me, my thoughts. Now, if you're wondering what my mic setup is, there you go. Yeah, U67 and then the 12. I'm just saying, I love it. They make me happy. That's all I'm going to say about this. For those of you wondering what the heck all this is, maybe later. Let me see. Let's go back over here for a quick second. Yes. Oh, we have a little bit more dump in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down another percentage. There we go. All right, everybody, real fast. We had a quick capitulation, and we're talking tiny. This is minuscule, but this was done directly because of Bitcoin on the USD comparative. All right, take a look. I drew this line like 20 minutes ago. We've now closed below that line. Technically, we are still putting in a, well, not anymore. We're not putting in a higher high. Right now, we might see, so you see this is double top, right? So we have a boom, boom, and typically those will break down. So we might see this come back down to the 210 area. Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. I do not claim to be a trader. Here's the deal. Anytime in the crypto market where you think you know what it's going to do with absolute certainty, it's probably not. I'm just going to say that. Any thoughts on Solana? Okay, so Steven, somebody asked me about Solana last night, and I actually think I'm going to do a video on it. To be quite frank, I am not going to feed any false info if I don't really have working knowledge on it. And I can tell you that I personally don't feel like I have enough working information to be able to give you a really good opinion on Solana. I think it has a lot of hype right now, and that might come from various reasons. I do think that they're trying to tackle different problems in a particularly different way. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I might do an individual video on this and go and do a deep dive about it, because I know it's getting a lot of traction with folks. Yes, Jank Master. Yes, same with Crowcoin. Yeah, that was a whole bunch of crap. Do you have a preferred way to sit on cash, e.g. stablecoins? Yeah. Okay, so Jameson, that's a great question. I think if at any point in time in the crypto market, if you are not staking, not gaining interest, or not putting your crypto to work in some DeFi protocol, what are you doing? Like that's playing with half the deck, right? So, okay, there are a couple of services that you can use to make interest or make passive income on your stable coins, right? So I use Celsius Network, and I also use BlockFi. Both of these can give you good returns. If you want, now I want to point this out to everybody at home that's watching this. They are not FDIC insured, especially for you Americans. If I have any Americans watching, right? So they can disappear overnight, and technically your money can be gone. So divvy it up accordingly. I will say that BlockFi, even though they have lower rates right now than Celsius, these rates that they're offering for a lot of these cryptos, it's not sustainable in the long run, because as the price retraces, they're not going to be able to offer those returns. They're just not. But that said, BlockFi actually is owned by, its parent company is Gemini, and the Gemini exchange is FDIC insured. So, take it whatever flavor you'd like. But also Mazinski, who's the owner of Celsius Network, he does AMAs all the time. And he's out there, he's hustling. Like he is in front of the community, and you got to give him props for that. I think there is something to be said about that. Only thing about Celsius is it's only mobile right now. So if you're not comfortable with that, then you might want to go to BlockFi, because they do have a web-based app, so that you can get on with your desktop computer. Just as an aside, yeah, America. That 71% diamond-handed part of the never sell crowd. Yeah, let's take I just want to point this out to everyone. Side note, how do I use to take a look at the SPOs in the network? I use PoolTool, the IO. Love, Pega, and Sky SPOs created this. It's a great tool. But this gives you just a general overall health of the network. And take a look at this. I mean, come on. Active pools. This means active nodes running and securing the network. 2,457. That's amazing. And take a look at the amount of ADA of the total supply that's locked up. It's not locked, right? When you stake on ADA, you don't lock it. You can move it at any point in time, right? So how it works, right? Before the epochs shift, before you go from one epoch to the next. And just a reminder, here's a quick crash course. Time in Cardano is divided into epochs. There are 73 epochs in 1 year, right? So every epoch, at the end of one epoch to the beginning of the next epoch, right? At that point, there's going to be a snapshot taken, right? There's a snapshot taken, and at that point, you need to make sure your ADA is there, and if it's not, then you're not going to get rewards, right? So that's how this works. Yes, 71.60% of the entire circulating supply is staking their ADA right now. If your ADA is on an exchange, get it off, because you don't need to be giving them your money. They're taking part of your stake. So stop it. Put your ADA on your Roy or Daedalus. That's where it needs to go. And then stake with Muse, because we are building an amazing app, and it's going to be freaking fantastic. Thank you in advance. Hey, Max, thank you for coming over. I appreciate it. Great question. Look for. Oh yeah. Yep. That's it's a very true. Okay. Side note. Let's go over here and take a quick look. Here, there are some of you in here that have musical aptitude. Yes, I'm assuming. Anybody who said, and I'm just going to do a quick thing of this. You all have input as an aside. Okay. So if you didn't see Ben's video, here's what it sounds like, just as an aside.
Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line.
That's what we got to work with, right? So go ahead and start thinking about what that actually is that you want that to sound like. Okay. So can you explain staking rewards? Still a mystery to me. Okay, yeah. So just a reminder, right? Epochs. You got to put your money in your wallet. You choose a stake pool to stake it with, and then you get paid your returns. The CeFi, like centralized finance equivalent to that, would be like earning interest from having your money sit in a bank account or a savings account, right? That's what staking rewards are. Now, on the technical side, what this really is I'm not paying you. The protocol is paying you. So as a stake pool operator, you have a fixed fee for each epoch, which is 340 ADA. Right. So how this works is that the stake pool has weight in the network. Right. So based off of how saturated the pool is, by saturated, I mean how much ADA is delegated to the pool. And so that's the delegated ADA plus the pledged ADA. Right. So Muse stake pool, I have pledged 450,000 ADA to the stake pool. It's been in there since January. And plus all of your pledge or all of your delegation, it goes into one lump sum of ADA, right? That gives you weight in the network, and that accounts for saturation. Right now, the saturation point before a pool starts getting diminishing returns is 64 million. We are not there. I want us, our next number, we're over 2 million. We did have the Cardano Foundation 15 million ADA pledge for 3 months in January through March. However, we were very fortunate for them, but sad to see them go. They went to another place. Sad panda. But now they're not here, so we're back to like 2.5 million ADA total. My next goal, I want to double that. I want to get to 5. In my opinion, there's no reason why we can't get there because we're actually providing value for the network. We are literally building, for me, my passion. Right? It's a labor of love. So I'm just saying, when you delegate with us, just know that you are helping to provide R&D to get this thing off the ground. It's a big deal. So I am very, very humble for those of you that are pledging with staking with us. Anyways, so when you do that, essentially you're adding weight to the network. At the end of each epoch, money gets paid out to a pool. It gets paid out right here in a lump sum, and then the stake pool, based off of our fees that we set as a stake pool operator, we either take 3%, 4%, 5%. Charles takes 100%. There are other pools that take a whole bunch. There are some that take 0. And so it's varying degrees. I will say the average is between 3 and 5, really. So, anybody that's offering you 0%, that might be for like they're trying to do PR to get people to their stake pool, and then they'll move it up, right? So that's something they do, and then you'll see pools they trick people, like people don't realize it, that they will pump their fee up to 100%, and they take all the rewards. So you got to be careful with who you go to. I think we're at 4%, and we haven't changed. It's been 4 since the entire thing. Anybody that tells you they can run off 0, that's not viable. I'm just gonna throw that out there. So, anyways, at that point you get paid out your ADA. So that's how this works. And if you delegate, remember, if you delegate 100 ADA, then if you just have that 100 ADA, how do you calculate how much you should get over average? You say, I know I'm gonna get 5.5% over a year. So that's 73 pay periods. So I'm going to get 5.5 ADA divided by 73. That should give you your average amount of ADA you get paid per epoch. Okay. Yeah, King of the Rats. Charles, he remember he said it. He's like, I'm just going to use my stake pool rewards to do cool shit. That's exactly what he said. Just saying. Okay. Yes, Max. Yeah, I'm really doing it. I promised I would. I'm not going to not do it. I'm just saying. We're going to remix this thing. If you saw his buy Bitcoin with Ben's kid, that was me doing that. So, let me see. Oh, God, Beth. Yeah, I'm really sorry, dude. You got schooled on your first day, bought a few hundred in BTC, went up 10% in 3 or 4 hours. Cardano was up. Yeah, I know. Hey, look, hindsight in crypto is not 2020. It's freaking 8K. Don't beat yourself up for not catching the next pump. We don't catch pump. We don't chase pumps. We let the pumps come to us. That's how we work. I've been trading with. Oh, yes, Neo. Yeah, all right, Neo's playing three-dimensional chess. So, guys, look, if you are not concerned about the time frame and you're in it for the long haul and stuff, I would advise you to consider having different allocations on your portfolio, right? So you can have a long-term stack. We're talking like 20, 30, 40 year stack. And then you can have ish long-term stack, right? We're talking a couple years, medium term for like swing trades, and then for those of you who want to fancy yourself a day trader, you can have a tiny portion of your portfolio that you want to day trade, right? So just know that every trade is a taxable event. That's one thing you need to keep in the back of your mind. But what Neo is talking about is a very true statement. You can trade tax-free on your gains with I Trust Capital, right? It's like a Roth IRA for crypto. Yeah, we're not even gonna talk about that. Anybody who's look, here's the deal. Capital gains tax, I have no problem paying my fair share of taxes to the government as long as they use them well. I'm just going to say that. It's my own thoughts about it. All right. I like to get more ADA. Oh, I know. I told you to do it. Yes, Max, that's right. But with the new pump, I don't know if I should wait or how long this pump would last. I'm looking to hold for some years. Look, Javier, if you're going to be looking to hold for some years, quote, right? At that point, if you're doing that, then just dollar cost average. Buy a little bit every day. Okay. Do you have any recommendation for noobs on how to wait? Take TradingView off your phone. That's one way, right? And also don't have a watch complication that shows you the price. That will help. All right. Back to Ben. I'm going to come back over here in just a second.
Hold the line.
All right. So the first thing I have to do as an aside, we're going to have to clear this thing up because you have too much background noise. You hear that? I'm sure you do. So, and then we have a mouse click. That's lovely. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. Isotope. For those of you who don't know what isotope is, it's amazing. That's all I'm going to say. So we're going to go to spectral denoise. And what this is going to do is, since I've isolated this portion, I'm going to hit learn. And now it's then a spectral analysis. And then I'm going to take away the tonal. Right, and then I'm going to hit bounce in place, right? And then it's going to do this thing while it's doing. Jank Master, turn on notifications. Well, I'd rather pay my taxes up front on ordinary income while in my 30s and then never pay taxes on gains and get away more gains in the long run. Yeah, I'm with you on that. So here's the deal. I think that the tax laws in the short term are going to be ridiculously terrible for crypto. Because remember that, let's just be honest. As of right now, they're going to punish people in crypto. That's just what it is. They don't understand it. They don't want to understand it because the legacy system doesn't want it to exist. That's just what it is, right? So in the long term, yeah, they're definitely going to favor crypto, I think. Okay, do you hear that? So it's still there, right? So we have to do it again. We don't want capital chambers. Oops, we don't want that. We don't want reverb. I clicked the wrong thing. Here we go, spectral denoise again. So this, guys, for all of you wondering what the heck all this stuff is, right? This is what you have to do, especially with Ben. All right, Ben, I'm calling you out. It's time to get some new audio upgrade. So this is what you have to do to clean up the audio. right? So we're bouncing it in place. So we're stripping away all the extra like hums and hisses. Yeah, Javier. No, I'm with you. I can't concentrate at work because the graphs. Yeah. All right. So, all right, Javier. I'm gonna want to know what country that is. Is it Portugal? I'm just gonna throw that out there. All right. So, we're better. Do you hear it? I hear maybe just a smidgen, right? So I'm gonna do one more pass through on it. Here we go. Boom. 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 Bounce it in place. All right, so let me see here. Yeah, Portugal doesn't have any crypto taxes right now. For those of you who might be wondering where you might like to go. There are other places as well. All right, guys, here we go. I think we have something to work with. Yes, I hear no background noise. This is good. All right.
Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line.
Why is he clicking his mouse right there? What is that?
Line.
Yeah, whatever. All right, so we'll take one. Right, let's figure out what pitch this is. All right, here we go. And if you're wondering what I'm actually about to play on, also, for those of you musicians that are going, what's another use for a musical NFT? I want you to think about this. Sound libraries as NFTs. That's a big deal. What is this pitch?
Hold the line.
All right, I gotta move my iPad out of the way. Here we go. And let's see what we got here. There we go. We got an A, everybody. Hey, let's see how consistent Ben is.
Hold the line. 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 Hold the line.
All right. Yes, I like it. A minor. We're gonna go with that. All right, we'll go with A minor. Real fast. Let me get rid of. Now we're getting serious now. Let me just go ahead and pull this down so I can make some notes to myself. All right, so notice we have Ben he's doing weird things, right? We're gonna go with A minor here.
Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line.
All right, now he changes right there, right? And he's actually pretty consistent on the beat too. We gotta give Ben props. He's got some musical chops. All right, we're gonna make a marker. This is when he goes to hodl, right? He changes words at this point. Can't we use B from Bitcoin? Oh man, I love it. Let's go with this. And all right, so this is our first chunk. I'm just gonna go ahead and chop this and get out of the way. All right.
Hold the line.
Okay, so let's be real. This is the only clean take we have. Is the very first one, right? I'm just gonna delete these, and then we're gonna copy and paste these. And I'm being really, really specific on my timing right now, aren't I? It's okay. We'll figure it out.
Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line.
And that one's definitely not in time. Let's get it back and do two.
Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line.
All right, that works. We have like four decently good audio files and the same thing, yeah? Yeah, we definitely chose A because of Ada. That's what we're going to say. But also, we chose A because Ben he chose to use an A. Yeah, like we can do that, right? You're a massive Reactor user, so I definitely appreciate seeing sound design at work. Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic, man. Thanks, Godbath. I appreciate it. I am all about that. Okay, hold on. Let's get our stuff. Let's get our original thing back, right? So we have that first chunk, and now he changes.
Hold a line. Hold a line.
All right, Ben's done this thing again. He has taken this and he's changed his words. Let's see what happens. All right, here's our hodl.
Hold a line.
All right, here we go. Right. Question about music. What music production software would you recommend to someone on Windows who's trying to make electronic hip hop? Ableton. Yeah, definitely go with Ableton. I think that's probably your best bet. You can definitely do sample libraries files with Pro Tools. It's just not nearly as intuitive. I'm just throwing that out there. Side note. Okay, so here's our first little chunk.
Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line.
All right, now we're going to change right there, but we'll do that in a second. All right, here we go. We don't need any metronome because Ben's our metronome, right? We just don't need him. We don't need it. That's what it is. All right, here we go. And we're just going to do super layer, right? And I'm thinking like, I don't know. What are you guys thinking? Like Pirates of the Caribbean? I don't know. That kind of fits with me. Right? There we go. And, ooh. And
hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I'm being really specific right now. Can't you tell? And then I think we're going to definitely go up to a B for Bitcoin whenever we get to the next chunk, right? So, because Ben doesn't give us good sound files.
Hold a line.
Clip.
Hold a line.
What is this, a chair?
Hold a line.
It's consistent.
Hold a line.
All right, now we change. He changes. Golly. All right, we're going to go with that. Ba-doom, 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 boom, boom, ba-doom, boom, boom, ba-doom, boom. All right, here we go.
Hold a line.
Yep, we're going to grab all these. We're going to drag these over because we're going to kind of keep somewhat consistent. Yeah, and if you heard my dog barking just then, she likes her attention. All right, so let's get back into this. So I'm actually going to cheat. And I'm going to come right here and I'm going to grab these and I'm going to select and I'm going to copy and paste over to the beginning. Let's see if that lines up. Who knows?
Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold.
And then we're going to bump ba dum,
Hold the line.
bump ba dum, and we're going to have him start right there where the play is. Goonk, right there. All right, here we go. So you'll hear, and what's what we want to go to after this? What do you want to go to, guys? Give me something. I got somebody that probably wants to use something. Yes, that's true. FL Studio, that's a true statement. Or we can go to F, yeah? We can do something like that. I like it. It's far more comprehensive and used for $99. That's so true. Side note, I want to do a quick check on the price because I am I am obsessed with this. All right, guys, side note, before we get there, notice that my dog she is very demanding. She's a princess. She's 10 years old. Take a look at this. We wicked way down and then wick right back up. Remember, this is a 15-minute chart, if you were wondering what this is. And notice, what did we say? Double top typically breaks down. And it broke down, as an aside. Okay. Oh, Max. Fantastic. I got you. Golbeth, what plug am I using? I love Spitfire Audio. Spitfire Audio is my jam. That's what I do. You're good. You're good.
Hold a line.
All right, so we're going to change back. Probably the F major. Hold on. I think we're going to do that. Yep, what do you think? We're going to go... I'll give myself an intro for a second.
Line. Hold the line. Hold a line. Hold a line.
Oh, I don't like that. That's no bueno. Undo. This is not together. Boom. Boom. Let's see what this fits.
Hold the line. Hold a line.
That's right. Ben changes his rhythm on us. Fun, Ben. Thank you for that. All right, here we go.
Line. Hold the line. Hold a line.
My dog is being ridiculous right now, guys. I'm sorry. We're going to go back and do this again because I didn't like it.
Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold a line. Hold a line. Hold a line. Hold a line.
We're going to change that. I'm going to fix that up in a second. Okay? Side note, yes, back to crypto. I'm with you on that. I kind of hear it working with the word line landing on beat one. I'm with you on that. I can get on board with that. We're talking about like
hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold.
Oh, you're like hold the line. I understand what you're saying. I see what you're doing there. I'm okay with that. We just have to line these up. I'm okay with that though, and I think that's fantastic. All right, here we go. Last time. I'm not gonna do it anymore because we can make it work. And
Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold a line. Hold a line. Hold a line. Hold a line.
All right, and now I'm gonna move these last three, and I'm gonna line them up by myself in a second, because you guys don't need to worry about me doing that. Right. Aha. All right, guys. So, yeah, like hold the line on three. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold a line. Hold a line. Hold a line. Hold a line.
And I need to fix the last two, but I'll do that in a second. All right, real fast, back to crypto, because I am very perplexed by this. Oh, we're at 216. There it is. All right, are we breaking through? Are we having our correction? I think we might be having our correction. At least a short-term correction. My dog agrees. Yeah, that is most certainly a double top. Good Lord. Let's see what happens. I think somebody is getting... they're wanting to take some lovely profits right now. All right, so here's the deal. So we broke below the 20. This is the 20 moving average on the 15-minute chart. So probably what's going to happen is we're going to come down. I don't even think that this moving average is going to hold support. I think we're going to find support probably at the bottom of this cloud. I'm just saying that this is going to... I think we're probably going to find support. I really hope we go back and test the $2. I really want us to. But if you look back, and this, again, guys, this is a 15-minute chart. So take it with a grain of salt, right? Things don't necessarily work out like you would think they should. But if you look right here, we have found support in the prior 15-minute candles back here. So what does this coincide? It's like $2.07. Guys, I'm not complaining in the slightest. A $2.07 ADA. I'm good. It can resume its stablecoin status at $2.07 or $2.05. I'm good with that. I have no problem. So let me see here. Yes, I like that idea. As an aside, I'm going to fix these last two real fast.
Hold a line.
Hold the line. Ba, 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 ba. Move it over. Hold a line. And I'm going to move you even faster, even farther.
Hold a line. Hold a line.
That last one from Ben is just weird.
Hold a line. Hold a line.
Yeah, I'm going to play around with that. That's just me. I'm zooming in as an aside, if you're wondering what the heck I'm doing. And let's see where a line actually happens, right?
Hold a line.
And that happens like right there, which means we want this to move over right, not right there. We want this to move over like we're getting into the micro. Let's see what happens.
Hold a line.
I bet that's going to work. And let's solo.
Hold a line.
And then we're going to come over here.
Hold a line. Hold a line.
All right, I think that's fine. Bitcoin is really looking like we may test 45 for support. I think that Bitcoin is... My dog agrees. Let's zoom out real fast to remind ourselves what's going on. It's below the 20 on the weekly, as an aside, right? However, on the daily, if you look at this, it is still below, right? Okay, so I'm just telling you guys, we need this to close above, right? Even if it closes on the daily, though, here's the deal. We have a daily candle. It's coming to a close in 14 minutes. I will stay on until this daily candle closes. I'm just saying because I want to see what's going to happen. Here's the deal. If the daily candle closes underneath the 20, okay, then that essentially means we will have closed we will have really 1 day left, 1 day to get back above the 20 on the weekly, in my opinion. Otherwise, we're going to close a weekly candle below the 20 weekly moving average. And if we do that, then I think potentially a local top is probably in, right? So let's see what happens. I'm just saying. I'm not against a rain dance if we got to do it. Hey, listen, I'm just saying. I'm getting learnt rather quickly. Yeah, so it's definitely down in the 46s. Back to 47. I'm okay with that. Look, here's the deal. I want to see Bitcoin back above 48K. I'm just saying. That's my request, and this is my toast to Bitcoin right now. Yeah. On the daily, let's get above 48K, please. That's all we need. Heck, even if we close this daily candle below the 20 weekly moving average, even if we close the daily candle below it, we still have another day to pump back up, right? So let's see what happens. And also, if you look at the RSI, right, we are very close to being oversold, right, on the daily. So that's inspiring. So right, we hit there last time and we bounced. Like we heavy bounced. So, even if we close on the daily, we could see a really significant correction back to the upside. So I'm just saying. I was kind of there for a short while earlier as I watched its conversion with ADA slip away. Yeah. Let's take a quick look at this as an aside. All right. Here's my thoughts on the ADA Bitcoin chart. Look at the RSI. We are extremely overbought. Sorry, earlier I said overbought. I meant oversold. We are extremely overbought, right? We are very extended. We are at a 90, right, on the RSI. In my opinion, ADA can close this daily candle in 11 minutes and be so freaking bullish on the Bitcoin comparative. Because, right, this first yellow line is the prior local top, right? Actually, this is the candle close local top at 3,800 sats. The top of the wick was at 4,100 satoshis. So we are closing well above with volume. That's the important thing, right? Yes, we're going to hold this line. This is the line that I want us to hold. I want us to hold the Bitcoin comparative line as an aside. Let's just double check this real fast, and then I'm going to clean some stuff up. As an aside, if those of you are wondering what this is strings, and this is actually pizzicato strings that I'm using.
Hold the line, hold the line, hold the line, hold the line, hold a line, hold a line, hold a line, hold a line.
All right, that's the first thing. Yeah, we can take that and do stuff with it. I'm going to make Ben sound a little bit better. First of all, we're going to add a compressor onto Ben, and we're not going to use that. We're going to use Universal Audio Compressor, and we're going to use my favorite, LA2A, because I think it's freaking awesome. And we're going to put it right there, and he's screaming into his mic. So let's isolate for a quick second while Bitcoin's doing its thing.
Hold the line, hold the line, hold the line, hold the line.
All right, I'm going to squish it some. We call that squishing. Okay. And then also I'm going to do a quick EQ on this, right? We're EQing him. I'm going to use isotope EQ, and I'm going to use neutron just because it is what it is. And it's going to do its thing. It's going to load. I love their presets on a lot of their stuff, just as an aside. And then should we use cheap mic for Ben since he likes to use his internal computer mic? Yeah, let's do that. This is not going to fix his cheap mic. This is going to make it sound terrible. Are you ready for this?
Hold the line.
Exactly. We're not going to use that. But we might put it on later. Let's do male vocal basic just for a quick second, and I'll go to the EQ section here for a second. Let's see what's going on.
Hold the line. Hold the line.
Yeah, that's fine. We're going to add a low pass filter. Low pass. We're going to cut off some frequencies here. Right? Just saying.
Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold a line.
Good. Now, if you look over here, you see these like other frequencies, right?
Hold a line.
I'm going to actually diminish a couple of these just because I don't like what they're doing to the sound. That's just me. And then also, he does not need any of those low frequencies, especially in his little mic, because it can't pick up anything because it's coming from his computer. I'm just saying.
Hold the line. Hold the line.
Yeah, we're going to go with that. I like that better. All right, so now he's compressed and he's EQ'd. We're going to send him to his own channel bus, right? Yeah, we're going to bus him out to channel bus 1. I'm just going to call this Vox for voice. And then I'm going to do something else in a second, but I'm going to send this to its own other channel. It's going to go to channel 3, and then I'm going to pull up my other channel, which is my mix window, as an aside. This is going to go right here. We're going to call this room, and then we're going to add my favorite thing ever. This is UAD Capital Chambers Reverb. This is a real thing, and it's amazing. Are you ready? It's going to make magic. Let me see if it pops up. Aha, here it comes. All right, there it is. We're not going to have a wet solo. We're going to do that. We're going to diminish a little bit of the treble. We're going to take down a little bit of the mid. We're going to do a little bit of a high pass filter on that, and then a little bit less decay. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's see what this does. Side note, this is from Capital Chambers in LA. They actually went and recorded this place and got an audio file out of it.
Hold the line, hold the line, hold the line, hold the line, hold the line.
Oh, we can do fun things with this. Okay, Cheap Mike makes him sound like he's coming out of an intercom system. Shannon, you're asking, how do I learn all this? I do a lot. So again, I have 2 master's degrees in music, but that did absolutely nothing for this. This is, I love tech, right? And so I do film score composition. So, and with COVID, I did a whole bunch of mixing and mastering. And so this is like something I've learned over time. And notice, you see how it's kind of like abrupt, right?
Hold the line, hold the line.
Right, it kind of like stops. So what we're going to do is we're going to, actually, I'm going to cheat here, and I'm going to select all of these. And then I'm going to come to the end of this little thing, and I'm going to go use my little tool. It's called a fade out tool. Doop. And now we have built-in fade in and fade outs, right?
Hold the line, hold the line.
And so that kind of like smooths things out, right? So it doesn't sound like it's an abrupt stop on the audio file, right? Other thing we're going to do, we're going to fade them in too. So we're going to come up here and add a little ba-doop, and now it's fading in too. So now it sounds like...
Hold the line, hold the line, hold the line, hold the line, hold the line.
Right? That's what it sounds like. And I still have got to fix this one thing. It's bugging the crap out of me. But I'll do that in just a second. So we're actually going to route. So we're routing things, right? We're going to route our instruments. I'm going to pick a random channel. I'll just call these strings, and then I'm going to route my strings through to the Capital Chambers reverb, which is the room. And so it's going to make them sound extremely like wide. Ready? And there's the hitch, which bugs the bejesus out of me. I'm gonna have to fix that. Let's listen to it.
Hold the line, hold the line.
That thing. I'm gonna need to probably fix. Who do I want to fix? Do I want to fix Ben, or do I want to fix myself? I don't know. We'll think about it.
Hold the line, hold the line, hold the line.
She just handed you. All right, so if you notice I have on headphones, if I had my speakers going on, my wife would she would leave me if I were to do that because she'd be like, I'm hearing the same thing over and over again. I'll go, yes, sweetheart, you were correct. That's a terrible thing. So I'm adding something else here, and this is super, 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 super simple. But now I'm going to actually go no plugin, and then I'm going to use, gasp everybody, I'm going to use a stock plugin from Logic. Oops. Let's find something. Do we like the Do we like this? This is going through the actual reverb. I don't know what I think about that. Tell me what you think about that. I don't like that. Nope, that's too nice. I kind of like that. I'm okay with that. What do you think? I don't know. Your thoughts on that? This is going to be like our sprinkles on top. As an aside, we have 4 minutes and 20 seconds for Ada to hold the freaking line on the Bitcoin comparative. I'm still just astonished that we're at 217. Okay. Now, let's go look at this. This makes me happy. Do you see this golden line right here? This is the Ada ETH comparative. And I drew this line a long time ago. But if you go to look on Ben's channel, he has it on his too. If you're looking, this is on the daily. But just look. It's a level of resistance. Historically, a level of resistance. And we had a break above with volume. I mean, like high above, right? All the way up. And all the ETH maxis were freaking out because one ADA was worth 1/100th of an ETH at the time. And then we retrace all the way down, and now we found support, right? and we have broken back above that historical resistance. So now, if I were going to trade, right, just throwing this out there, if I were going to trade this, if I were in a Bitcoin position, or not Bitcoin, if I was in ADA position, or if I was in fiat, you could trade this two ways, right? You could have traded into ADA down here, or what you can do is you can wait for a throwback to this support line. So how does this typically work, right? So if it's going to break above the support, notice it's already curling down a little bit, and we are outside of the envelope again. Just notice this. This would be ideal for us to break back down, right? So let me draw this with my terrible drawing skills. We're going to break back down into the channel, into the envelope, and we're going to run into the 20 moving average on the 2-hour chart, right? But it also happens to coincide with this long-term support line or resistance, right? So really a long-term resistance, term support. And if we find support right there, then we can blast off and do our thing, right? That would be ideal. So if you wanted to trade this, you could go ahead and say, if you're trading with ETH, you can use some of your Ethereum, and you could say, I'm going to buy ADA with my Ethereum at this particular price point, right? Give or take a couple of, I guess, gwei on what your price point is, as an aside. So just my two Lovelaces on the matter. And just a quick note, we are so close to the end of our daily candle. So freaking close. We got 1 minute left. I think we're definitely closing below 48, unless some angel whale just decides to say, let me just go ahead and pump it up. Let's see what happens. We got 1 minute and 30 seconds as an aside. Here, let me just add this here. All right, here we go. So we'll have, and I'm going to turn this volume down a little bit on this.
Hold the line, hold the line, hold the line, hold the line, hold a line, hold a line, hold a line, hold a line.
All right, there we go. I just made that up on the spot. So now if you notice my little fader over here, this little doohickey, it was moving while I was playing. I had this little fader on my keyboard, so I can control automations. It's really cool. Wish we could do that also with the price on Bitcoin, but that's neither here nor there. Let's
hold the line, hold the line, hold the line, hold the line, hold a line, hold a line, hold a line, hold a line.
And then we're going to put fade out because we don't need this much of that anyways. And so we're going to take this. And I'll do a fade with automation, which looks like this. Boom, I'm putting a line right here. And now I'm gonna put one right here, and then it's gonna fade it out and fade it down. There we go. So what does that sound like? It looks like this and goes. Right, it gently fades it out, and I can change the rate at which I do this. Let's see, where are we? I wanna know. Oh man, there we go, we closed it. And notice, what is going on? Well, it's trying to climb right back up, right? Guys and ladies, if you're on here, just take a look at this. We closed. Like, we closed it on our daily. This is a good day. My dog agrees. She most certainly agrees. Look at the price. The daily candle closed. What's causing this pump to happen? Well, two things. One, there are algorithms, right? There are algos, there are bots that are trading on this, and a bot algorithm knows that if a daily candle is closed in the green or in the red or etc., then it's going to know to execute trades. That's how it works, right? Also, I agree. Some electric violin would not be a bad idea. I'm going to take a note to do that next time, though. I'll come back on and do more of this later. But here's the deal. Notice it's pumping now because we waited for a daily close. So now everything is quote unquote in the green. We'll see what it actually does today. We have 1 day left on the weekly candle. My dog agrees. So here's the deal. 1 day left. Really, really be watching the candle. Because if, like we said, if it closes below the 20 weekly on a weekly candle for Bitcoin, you're going to need to start protecting your wealth and not necessarily being in risky investments, right? So, however, I'm an ADA. I don't think it's a risky investment. I just think it's part of the future. That's just my opinion, right? So let's see what happens later on in the day. I've been on here for a hot minute. We have our openings of Ben's Hold the Line. We're going to play around with this little thing, and we'll keep adding stuff. There's so much other stuff we're going to add. There's percussion. There's all kinds of stuff, but we'll do that later. So I might hop back on sometime tomorrow. So anywho, guys, hey, thanks so much for hopping on. If you like the channel or like all the stuff I'm talking about, subscribe, like, and also if you haven't staked with any stake pool and you have ADA, I would love it if you'd stake with Muse because, you know, hey, we are building a solution on top of Cardano for musicians, right? And that's an amazing thing. So help come along with the journey. Also, as an aside, those people who are delegators to Muse Stake Pool will be getting an airdrop of the token that's going to be used on the platform. So just as an aside, I'm just going to throw that out there. More information to come. And I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks, guys.